Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here again. Today I want to talk on the subject matter, the rape of a nation, a rape of a country, the rape of a world. And the thing that brings it so clear is when we think of rape, we usually think about forcing someone to engage in a sexual act for which they are not willing to, and indeed are basically being forced physically to engage. That we call rape, and that we understand because we've been taught this within this American way of life. So we all agree with that. So if we take that focus and we begin to see the number of good things and wonderful things that are happening here in America, we rejoice within our spirit, we rejoice within our soul, because that is a sign that we have moved higher and higher, and all we want to do, all of us, each of us, is move higher and higher. There's something inside of us that's called conscience. There's something inside of us that generates a bunch of compassion, because it is a part of the sustenance of which life is made of. And so when they are excited about the successes, as they look around, they see so many things that they would consider as not being successful. Things like outcomes that are not as exciting. In other words, we refer to it sometimes as poverty, wherein comes crime, comes violence against people. And it interferes, it disturbs that which is positive. I mean, honestly, positive. And so that compassion would force us to deal with these problems. We would have to resolve them. And we resolve them in a way that we would not mind it happening to us. But what generally happens is that we look at the earth, and whatever the earth can contribute that we can use to market, then we do it. We go to the extremes, and the earth, as we look at our rivers, as we look at our oceans and our cities and our towns and our countryside even, we see all kinds of things that's happening, almost in the reverse. Rain, no rain, droughts. We see a lot of things going on, negative things. And we can't be as happy as we want to be. These things must be resolved. But then that same power that is robbing the earth. And why is it robbing the earth? We would all agree it's about money. Oh, the spirit to generate and create whatever the good and service might be might have been founded on the fact that it is a desire, a need, or want of the people. But then it becomes an exploitation force where it moves beyond that, where efforts are made to cause one to want to grasp and move in this direction, to use this good or this service for the mere fact that it produces profit, money. And so we are robbed the earth for money. But it doesn't stop there. It moves on the side of the other part of creation, humankind, the one for which goods and services are provided, a gift generally from the Creator, free. Everything free. Everybody participate in the process of the creation by contributing the gift of service for which they are unique in, to make this a wonderful, 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 wonderful masterpiece. But no, we want to exploit it, get all out of it we can for however cheap we can, because we're going to come back and sell it to these same people at a market price that we design. Why? for the money, money, more money. And we get a trillionaires. That's what you call raping the people. Well, the prostitute goes and files charges. She said, whoa, well, not necessarily a prostitute, but someone who has been raped, a victim of rape, goes and files charges, says, I've been violated. And the laws in a sane society are set up in such a way that they respond in a way that's in the favor of the victim and disfavor of the perpetrator, in the sense that you got to pay for your crime. So, what does the human do? Where does the human go? The human race that's a victim of power, a victim of greed, and a victim of intimidation, a victim of fear. This describes both parties. Both parties necessary in order for an action to be complete. Who do we go to? We go within ourselves and we search for the God that is in us, the God that will show us the heart of the Creator. And then we become true instruments of the Creator, because when one wants to victimize and one rejects victimization, then it goes no place. So what people are being called to do is to be born again. To put it bluntly, to be born again. This is how you stop the rape of a nation. To be born again means you have a new mindset, you have a new vision. It's all plain, it's all clear. And you have chosen. You have chosen by the power of the Spirit that is in you, that is able to see that. You see, human eyes just can't see the way to peace and prosperity and joy. Like they just can't look out in the air and see video or pick out audio. These things, they need some help. And so we've been blessed with geniuses who've come up with the technology to be able to do these kinds of things. But at the same time, when we looking for peace, that which we have seen has taught us no peace. That which we have seen has always been about aggression, aggression, aggression. But now, there's a spirit inside of us that's awakening, because we have come to a point of our learning process where we're ready for a little clearer vision. And that vision shows us who we are. Who we are. It opens up and lifts the blindness from our eyes. The veil has been removed, and we can begin to see the sun shining clearly where peace lives, where prosperity lives. And it's founded on a general principle of doing to others as you would have others to do unto you. A very simple matter. But in order to do that, you have to be born again to understand that there's something bigger than you and I. And we have chosen to respond to that, and as representatives of that, when you come at us, we say, hey, not today, because we ain't got something. We know something, and you have to just fade away. And then we begin to fix that part of our society, that part of our world, where it wasn't so positive. And you look around now, you see a wattage that's bright. And the Creator can be most glorified, because that breath of life, that part of God of Himself that was breathed into you in the beginning, that is everlasting. You will never die, because God will never die, and you are the child of God. How can you die? Well, I didn't want to, I don't know. I'm so glad I was able to have this little conversation with you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give it up now. I hope I said something that would generate something inside of you. And that something that I'm referring to is the Spirit of the living God that lives inside of you. There is a Spirit of God. You breathing? You're walking and you're talking. Now there'll come a time, I recognize, and we all do, that your body will lay down. But we who have our eyes open know that, as Satan said, you shall not surely die. Only thing you did was to lose the body. But now you are alive in whatever form or fashion that God has given you, because you are God's child. And so you know that. You know that. But here's the picture. You know that when you can see that. You know that when your eyes and everything that you got says that, confirming what your spirit has said. You know that. Now, you can see that with your eyes, your physical eyes, when you have the spirit. I'm just repeating to you what's so good to me. I just want to make sure that I said it in such a way that everybody can understand, because I want to be clear. I want to be clear about this. This is the greatest story of life. And the people should experience it, the real life. Bye-bye.